Chapter 1. Zane. The empty bottle crashed into the empty hearth, shattering on impact. Zane dragged his ass through his cabin to the kitchen and snatched up another bottle of vodka from the table. He'd lost count of how many he'd gone through the last 2 days. Or was it 3? Maybe longer. What does it matter? He snapped at his own shadow on the wall. Nothing matters. He gulped from the bottle. Vodka dribbled down his chin while he stalked through his cabin. Distant laughter trickled out of the bedroom. Growling, Zane ignored it and kept his back firmly facing the hallway. He wasn't in the mood to deal with any hallucinations today. He hadn't been able to enter his own bedroom since Derek let him come home from the clinic after being dosed with mountain root. That first night he'd tried to sleep. He'd wanted nothing more than solace in the shadows of his home. But he hadn't been able to find that. He hadn't had a moment's peace. Fucking bastard, he spat, thinking of the witch who'd sent him staggering down this precarious path. His claws violently erupted from the tips of his fingers. The witch in question had been tracked down and brought in, thanks to Alicia's contacts. Willis Rent had been his name. And it had taken 4 shifters to hold Zane back the second he'd seen the asshole's face again. He'd wanted to rend the man's flesh from bone, but Joe had ordered him to remain at his cabin. He wasn't even allowed to attend the meeting with the pack leaders. Zane couldn't blame his alpha. He was unstable. He knew it. Hell, the entire pack knew it. Derek and Hamish had escorted Zane to his cabin, and he'd slammed the door in their faces. He'd locked it too, knowing they could easily break in if they wanted. So far, they'd let him be. He preferred to suffer alone. It was better this way, far better in case he did finally lose it entirely. He was close, so close to that tipping point. He'd already been walking that ledge for months now. Then the mountain route had been forced into his system. One wrong move and he'd go tumbling down into madness. And Hamish, poor Hamish, would have to be the one to stop him. Because Zane was a jackass who made his friend promise he'd kill him. He took another long swig from the bottle, downing half of what was left. He stalked from the living room to the kitchen and back again. His cabin had become his cage. He'd closed the curtains and had kept them shut. The sunlight would only irritate him. And the night reminded him too much of the woman he'd lost. She'd always been a night owl, the same as he was. The nights had been when they'd lived the most. Loved the most. The familiar laughter whispered in his ears again.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?